Hi everybody, thanks for watching our channel. Please like, share, comment, subscribe if you enjoy our stories of Mexican culture. Whispers Beneath the Moon, the tale of La Llorona. The chill in the air had settled over the dusty streets of San Felipe, a small town cradled by the Sierra Madre Mountains. It was a town rich in history yet haunted by an unsettling legend that drew whispers from the townsfolk, especially when nighttime draped its thick cloak over the narrow lanes. La Llorona, her name lingered on the lips of the old and young alike, echoing through the shadows as children played outside until dusk. 0. Don't stray too far from home, mothers would say, their eyes darting nervously. La Llorona will find you, they added under their breath, scratching their rosaries nervously. Ricardo, a myth-busting journalist in his late 40s with a thirst for the supernatural, had come to San Felipe on assignment for a cultural magazine. His previous works delved into local folklore, using a mixture of skepticism and intrigue which ensured that his features were always engaging. Yet, the deeper he explored the story of La Llorona, the more he found himself enveloped in fear. Have you heard the whispers of the children by the lake? Asked Clara, a local shopkeeper, her voice trembling slightly as they huddled in her shop one chilly evening. She was elderly with threadbare gray hair tied up like a bun, her hands shaking as she tidied the modest arrangement of spices on the shelf. Ricardo chuckled lightly, masking his discomfort. You don't believe in such tales, do you? Believe. Oh, I do not care if you believe or not. But the children, they see her, Clara insisted, glancing out the window. The eerie glow of the moon bathed the streets in silver, casting elongated shadows that seemed to dance around them. Ricardo's interest peaked. What do you mean? She leaned in closer, lowering her voice as if the walls had ears. La Llorona is the weeping woman, the ghost of a mother who lost her children to a tragic fate. They say she roams these lands, searching by the river, mournfully calling their names. She invites the lost to join her in her sorrow, a deadly invitation. Are there any sightings? He inquired, leaning on the counter, suddenly fascinated. More than I can count. The lake is where she was last seen, beautiful but so deceptively peaceful. Many a child strayed too close. Clara paused, her expression shifting from reverence to apprehension. Don't go there at night, senor. It looks innocent, but the shadows grow stronger. Ignoring every instinct trying to dissuade him, Ricardo made haste toward the lake that very night. He parked his aging truck, its faded paint merging into the night as he grasped his flashlight, almost daring La Llorona to reveal herself. He found himself drawn to the edge of the water, the moon's reflection shimmering like stars fallen onto the surface. As silence blanketed the area, Ricardo barely noticed the first soft sound, a gentle weeping carried on the wind, as if the breeze itself lamented. He felt an unsettling chill run down his spine, but with the thrill of a new story urging him on, he ventured deeper into the night's embrace. The cries grew louder, mingling with the rustling leaves and the lapping water. Hello. He called, though the sound felt hollow, quickly swallowed by the undulating darkness. His light pierced the gloom, revealing patches of swaying grass and twisted branches. Shadows elongated, moving with an uncanny fluidity, and as he turned, he felt he was not alone anymore. There, at the water's edge, stood a woman, her silhouette dark against the shimmering lake. The moonlight outlined her figure, a flowing white dress fluttering like fog around her. Her long hair flowed wildly, framing a face that seemed both beautiful and hauntingly pained. He couldn't move, something deeper than fear rooted him to the spot. Ms. Hijos, she murmured, eyes filling with despair as she scanned the edge of the water, searching, longing. Ricardo's heart raced. This was La Llorona. His logical mind scrambled, realizing he should document this moment, but being so close to the embodiment of terror paralyzed him. Suddenly, her piercing gaze found him, and he inhaled sharply. Please, help me, she beckoned, her voice sorrowful yet alluring, almost soothing. Have you seen them? The children. Ricardo's grip on the flashlight tightened, tears pricked at her eyes, a visage of both beauty and horror. I haven't seen anyone, he stammered, fighting the urge to turn away. They should be here. My children. She sobbed, her voice turning to a wail that ricocheted through the very marrow of his bones. I lost them to the river. They call me from the depths. Come play with me. Join us beneath the stars. Without warning, Ricardo's instincts kicked in. The thought flowed back to Clara's words, a deadly invitation. He twisted his body, muscles straining as he gathered the will to retreat. Stay. She commanded, her tone suddenly sharp, a knife cutting through his paralysis. You cannot leave. They need you. I need you. He stumbled backward, bolting toward the path that led away from the water. The weeping grew louder, reverberating through his skull, wrapping itself around him. The night darkened, shadows closing in as she glided towards him. He dashed, the world around him blurring as panic surged. Join me. Her voice echoed like a siren's call. As he broke free from the confines of the trees, he risked one last glance back. The lake rippled ominously, the moon shining brightly yet coldly above, illuminating La Llorona where she stood, her face twisted in anguish, eyes locked onto him with an amalgam of love and darkness. Ricardo raced to his truck, heart pounding, breath ragged, a primal fear surging through him. He sped from San Felipe, fearing the stories and curses that might haunt him in the wake of his encounter. As he crossed the town's border, he turned to look back at the glimmering lake, its shadows curling like whispers around the edges. He understood now, La Llorona was not merely a story, it was a warning, an eternal lament for lost love, forever haunting the edges of reality, searching for lost children beneath the glow of the moon. In his heart, Ricardo knew he had only teased the depths of a sorrowful legend. But the more unsettling realization set in, perhaps, as long as the legend of La Llorona lived on, she would continue her endless search, beckoning the lost to share her eternal sorrow beneath the moonlit sky. And the story, like her weeping, would never end.